Okay, so it's now 3 in the morning and I'm doing a TF2 video instead of sleeping. So this is another demo review of our team and CP process. So we suck on it. So let's try to see if we improved in either way. We like to start the things with some kinds of passive meets to what the opponents are doing first. As you can see, there is mail on the crates that is completely uncontested by our scouts. Even though we still have a scout alive. This soldier just raped us at the moment. It's a very bad thing. So here, nothing we can do. So we have to respect the Uber advantage and come back on last. And as you can see, our setup is still very bad, since we don't have... Okay, now we have the heavy weapons guy on the door and our medic is going top. So we learn from our mistakes and we are not staying on ground, but look at what they are doing. They are going on their far right side. And there is nobody at all for us to stop them. We managed to make them pop very late. And they also have a sniper to deal with our sniper. And even though we get the Uber on time, it's a bit tough for us to hold this. So I'm overextending inside lobby, as you can see, because I died when my combo was on the other side. Fortunately for us, there are only 3 up at the moment, no 2. And now we should have our scouts on second already. You can see this spawn once again with a sniper. Sniper is in sewers in order to have a good sight line, so we send our pocket in because it's the only one available to pick him to kill him. Same situation. We're about to get Uber. We have a small advantage that we wanna use. Let's see what our scouts are doing at this point. So first of all, Ross is not buffed. And at this moment we pop. But we still have our flank rushing in without being called to do so, and then they react, they pick the first scout, they pick the second scout, then Skyro is left by his own on the health pack. So yeah, losing our scouts in that point was very bad, because first of all it was not needed by one scout to go behind them and kill the sniper when we already used. And second of all, because the second scout was not near the combo to help our pocket focus down targets. So now we are first and last once again, with an Uber disadvantage, but we can get a frag on the demo. So here we need to wait a bit to gain the point, but now, look, as we hit 100%, our heavy is now isolated on the point. So when the situations are like that, so at the start we had the heavy around here to be able for himself to block the point. But I can also use stickies as the moment to do it. So that means that if they don't kill me, I can delay them the cap time long enough for them to not cap until we reach our charge. And the mistake we did is to have the heavy on the point just as we reached the Uber, because as you can see here, he's already taking a shitload of damage, and this is very unlikely that our medic will be able to reach him in time to flash him with the charge and to save our pocket. So now I think it was a good time to just use the denial factor of the demon to block the point, and then wait with as many bodies as possible to block for the charge, to be able to block the points, as the soldiers can obviously rocket jump. So yeah. Now the heavy dies, our pocket dies as well. As you can see, I was positioned to block the point, but now there's nothing I can do, because we lost our fragging classes already. As you can see, they're still not able to block the point, to cap the point I mean, because I still sticked it, and I died late. Second mid. Let's look at what our scouts are doing. At this point, Yumpu and Ross are not getting buffs, they are too far away from our medic. They have no high ground, so we know they pressure left side. So see, at this moment, we had Ross staying passive until Mel bombed in and managed to get the frag very correctly, while Yumpu was the one a bit more forward trying to deny them. It helped us to stop the initial soldier aggression, but as you can see, our roamer died the latest on mid, which is never a good sign. As that means that he was not able to get us a successful distraction. So next mid we're gonna look a bit more in depth into what the roamer did wrong. So now as you can see we have once again 100% disadvantage and we have no engineer. We had all the time in the world to get an engineer setup or get a sniper setup on lobby, but we didn't. So this is quite poor, and there is still nothing to stop them from pushing left side. Stuff that can stop left side push to me a sentry gun. Some soldier spam from top left, a soldier positioned around where train is, or a sniper on the spawn door. But we have none of these things, and as a result we get smashed. Win mid, we need a successful distraction. We need a successful play from our roaming soldier, and we need a successful defense of our demo and medic by our scouts. So that's basically it. So as you can see here, our roaming soldier is already destroyed. This is Caro with 12 health, and he did not manage to get anything done with Yumpu, and Yumpu died on Stefan, and now we have Jodol bombing into two scouts, with me behind. And the issue with this kind of play is that as Demoman are playing on ground, which is basically this area. Look at my sick drawing stick kills. I can only fight people that are on the crates because I don't have any vision over them. When a soldier of us goes and lands here, it's basically helpless because the scouts can just juke him on the rock and on the lower crates, and I can't hit them with stickies as I can only hit the high ground. So this is why it's not a good idea to do this if scouts are here. Like you can go on this crate if the opponent is playing near his health pack, let's say. But to me it's very dangerous to send a soldier here because he has no support from his demo man. And there is also no way I can push up the point with the presence of this soldier and the demo man here that can successfully block me and that can block me off getting past that line. So let's assume we get destroyed here. See Jodol bombing. Jodol realizes there is scouts, so he backs off, but look at his health already. And we are forced to get out without any kind of successful soldier play on this mid. So as you can see, so far, our soldiers are not making them turn their heads on mid, which in return is not making the scouts and demos job easier. Now we are bleeding players, a scout infiltrates on last and gets armored. So another free round for them. Let's look at the fourth mid this time. As you can see, we opt to do the fast rollout. And then, first of all, very questionable decision by Skyro there. Because he chose to take the pack, which is fine. And then he still chose to bomb in, to try to damage players. Hopefully he managed to hit Stefan, the scout, which is basically the hard carry for their team, because he's prem. But this is very bad. This is a very bad play because you bomb inside a demo and 2 scouts. And you have basically, it's almost certain that their 2 scouts are going to focus you. So Skyro managed to do a jump on Stefan's side and we managed to clean up. Then we have the follow-up of Drudel or Pocket Soldier that comes from left side, that bombed here, in order to focus their demo man. But what would have been a bit more smart to do is to just steal the health pack. Say the purple if is a roamer, like you land here, steal the health pack, you get out, and the pocket jumps, and then you jump with him and you land on the rock in order to have a bit more firepower and to have a lot more health than that. Not a lot. Also at this point I can't even see where Ross, our second scout, is. So let's take a look before I resume. Yeah, so Ross is already in, which is very good. So now that we killed their demo man, we have to kill Mel. Mel that bombed with a very decent timing. And now notice where our second scout is, completely baiting me out on the mid. I should have received a call from him to not go and to not commit because the scout was out to grab some health pack. And he gets lucky at the end. So they give us a pick while our whole team was just regrouped waiting for this to happen. So now we have a scout making the distraction play, which is very decent by him. But now look at our scout's position, which is a problem, I think. So as you can see, our combo went this way. Me, the pocket, and the medic. And we had one scout very far away lagging in Suez because he checked it. And the other scout, after a successful distraction play and a lucky health pack taken, is still pushing on the side. While at this moment, this is basically our soldier's job to make as much room as possible for our team to go forward and not the scouts. So that opens up, so as you can see, our medic is by himself is just connected to our pocket soldier. And that means that anyone from their team, if that was someone hidden somewhere, could just jump or rush our med and land on his head without us having anyone close to him to protect him. So sometimes this is an issue because the opponents are recognizing that we leave our med alone. And if they take this opportunity, they can kill him. What I mean is, in this case, is to like have the combo going forward and have the scouts gather around the med to get buffs and to protect him, because as you can see, the med is isolated. So to push last, first thing is to have someone pick. First, efficiently, we need to have someone pick to know if they run any of classes. So we pick from lobby because we can pick there and we can pick there, and it gives us information about their setup. If we see a heavy, if we see a gun, if we see a sniper, which side the combo is, and then we choose to push the side the enemy combo is closest to. But in that case, the enemy combo is not alive, so we choose to push into these scouts to try to clear him. So we go, we Uber, we get the frag, now the combo response. We swarm the point, we get a pick on Mel that overextended completely. And now this is easy cleanup on the heavy weapons guy that was late to the party. Then the moment, then run. Fast rollout from our running soldier. And at this point we have our two Scots on top, with very good presence, me on left, trying to deny the left side, and our soldiers coming, it looks like they're coming right. At this point we need to have our soldiers to wait for them to make a move, then bomb, because as you can see, there is no opening at the moment. As the Demoman is well protected, the Demoman is there, and the two scouts are lined up with him, protecting him against any kind of aggression until the med comes. So there is no opening for us to do anything at this point. Since we already achieved our goal, which is to control the high ground early. So as you can see, our soldiers land first on the high ground, and then our medic is left completely open to Mel, and Mel kills him with like 420,000 rockets, which is quite idiot. So let's see it once again a bit slower because it went quite fast. So we roll out on mid. We get early presence on top because we deny them. We deny them the top. So at this point there is nothing our soldiers can achieve because the demo is still protected and we don't land on their face, but we rather land on the high ground. On the high ground we already control. And now as you can see there is a clear fracture in our team, like the pocket's right side, the scout's right side, and me on the med top left side. So by jumping there, our soldiers just made room for their roaming soldier to go forward, as both our scouts and our soldiers were top on the right side crates, on the red crates, and then nothing was stopping Mel to go just from the point and rape us, which is quite idiotic. Now we have to hold last. We choose to have an engineer, which is making a mistake of building the gun on the wall. This spot is good, but it's not a spot where you can build up your gun. If you choose to play engineer on process last, you have to play it by either one of the spawn doors, because it's closer to the resupply. As you can see, the gun is still level 1 and it's taking forever for him to only get it to level 2. The engineer is slacking near the gun for a very long time, even though he had no meta. And our med got headshot in the meantime, so no way for us to hold this. The typical forward hold position is to have our medic slack in this area, with one member of the combo looking there, the other member of the combo looking there. But against the Uber advantage, I don't think it works. It doesn't work because if they push from lobby, they can crush us, and it doesn't work because it doesn't work if they push from far away because we have to back off inside into a very poor position. A position that is, let's say, vulnerable to snipers, that is vulnerable to 8 advantage from soldiers, that does not bring us any kind of advantage. So, forward holding without Uber on this map, just to make sure that pop early is not a viable way to play this last. Instead, to make sure they use, we need to have a well-placed sentry gun or a sniper to scare them. So Let's look at what our soldiers are doing this time. So once again, we have two scouts playing on top left. The roaming soldier is not doing anything at the moment. He's not distracting, he's not hiding, he's not in the air turning heads. So this is poor play. You can see he loses already a big chunk of health. Now our team is completely cut in halves because of this. Note also that during this time we had our pocket soldier playing on the on this side, where me, the medic, and the roaming soldiers were there. So in the end he didn't die, but he lost a lot of health for it. So this is not viable to split your team in half. You have your demo slash med going this way. You can't have one of your soldiers going along this side. Especially if he's just landing on the crates, like if it's to do a fancy double jump on wall, like jumping here, then go all the way here, okay. But just to control ground, at this point, this ground doesn't mean anything to us because we are on the opposite side. Quite poor once again. We're about to get Uber, so we have the option of blocking it. So we managed to do a good play of forcing the Uber. And at this point we pop very late, which is very dangerous because I got hit for a lot. So our scouts are splitting once again. As you can see on this action, Yumpu went inside the lobby to take the health pack instead of staying near our med, near the heals, which means first that he's not protecting our med, and second that he's not getting buffs. And we had Ross doing the same thing, like he was playing to. So at this point, after the Uber, we managed to successfully block the point. Alright, we had our combo on this area, and they had player around on. So they had some players around here and around here. Who cares? So instead of regrouping in the green zone, our scouts went to fight. One of our scouts went to fight up here against the soldiers that was here, which led to his death. And our second scout was trying to help him on the same area, and then went all the way inside lobby to take health pack instead of coming back to take heals. So what would have been smarter is to just keep our scouts in this position, because a single soldier here cannot do shit unless he jumps on our med, which is on the green zone here. So at this point, this soldier is useless, but by going to him, our scouts are feeding him and are making him useful. So we get one of our scouts unnecessarily killed, in my opinion. And what could have been a 6-on-4 is now a 5-on-4 situation. So as you can see here, they are setting up a distraction play. As Stefan got his buff on choke, and is now running in a straight line to make me dead my stickies and make room for his combo to follow. So these situations can be quite tricky, and I'm gonna try to break down this one for you to understand well what should be done in this case. So as you can see, he's going in first, and our whole team is reacting, and then his team is followed by his demo man and his medic. But the scout survives. So what a team should expect on this kind of plays is to have the demo man, which is me, to only focus on locking down the choke, regardless of of an enemy player that went in already. A player that's in already is the responsibility of the pocket and the scouts, not the demo man. So that means that everyone should try to focus this dude, that now escaped while I am looking locking down the choke. So in that case, we missed an opportunity to kill Stefan, even though we got the demo pick, which is quite poor. So we slow push into mid. We get forced in a poor situation with me getting down. So as you can see here, the position of their team is close to perfection, as our team is somewhere with all our players benched, while their team is split with the combo there and players there and there trying to block our escape routes here and here. So at this point we popped. They're about to pop and we lost the demo man, so that means our Uber is bad. So to equalize the situation, we either need to force them and escape with everyone alive, or to get two frags. So in that case, we know they have a soldier and a scout there, so our whole Uber should have been used, I'd say, to kill these dudes. These two dudes here and here, instead of going to their combo, because if we go to their combo, they're gonna use, and then they're gonna sandwich us. Whereas if we kill these dudes, they can use, but they will still be this will still be a 4 and 5 situation for us, which is arguably better. As you can see, both our scouts and our pocket are going forward in order to make them pop, and we leave Mel and Quack completely by themselves behind us, which means that now that the red team popped, these dudes can completely block us and fuck us from behind and stop us from escaping. We realize our mistake very late. And at this point we are forced to salvage the play by sending scouts to suicide on their med. And it worked, but to me this is quite a poor play by them, instead of something very good collectively by us. So we managed to get our heals. We see that the demo is IT. That means that we can regroup, get buffs, and then push choke. But as you can see, our buffs are taking a lot of time to be dished. Now we move in. Nobody checked the sewers. And then we get fucked from behind by the roaming soldier. So they had a poor coordination here, but we still made the mistake of not checking the sewers, which in the end is related to how far away the scouts are from our med every time. So they are leaving us the mid because we had a big Uber advantage, which is the standard play. So now we go in, but they reach Uber. We send our pocket into force. Our med should get out. As you can see here, our pocket soldier Jude went from here to force, which is his job, using this flash from our medic that was here at the start of the Uber. But then our med went forward and went all the way here to go back. And when he was here, he had no more Uber. So this is a very big mistake, because that means that he can get easily cleaned up. So when he has 0% Uber, instead of being on this place, he should be already out on choke or on sewers or behind me. Because as the demo man, I'm making his escape route safe with sticky traps. Now they pop, and as our medic didn't have any more Uber, he gets destroyed, so poor play here. And now this is a shit zone for us, basically. So we got smashed, but we still have mid and Ubers are equal. So as you can see here, since we had late spawn, we could not reach the close hold positions, which are roughly players behind this rock, coming from there and from there. So they realized that there is nobody around here, and we made the mistake of trying to go close, even though they are already flooding in, instead of keeping the high ground. So as you can see, we have Judel close, who is making the call of going forward to not let them in. But as Skyro can see, they are already about to go in. So it would have been a bit smarter for him to just stay on the high ground here and spam rockets here, with Skyro spamming rockets here, because we are giving them the position on choke, but we are not giving them more, because once they are here, they are still in front of our whole team. Instead, we are going to sacrifice players to hold this area, which is not that profitable for us. So mistake. As you can see, Jodel is trying to stop them from going in, but our whole team is by the top, and I had a scout as the demo, and I had a scout on my face during this whole time, which stopped me from going forward. And now, because we lost early that soldier, there's nothing stopping that team from going forward and taking more advantageous positions, for example this health pack or this crate. But nothing of that should have happened if we had just kept the high ground. Now, as we are still 5 on 6, there's not a lot of things that are stopping them from going in, but thanks to good spam, because we had the high ground this time, we managed to force them. But as they get two frags and now 2 more, the river is very good, and we will most likely be forced to use to hold. So yeah, 2v5, logic that we get forced. So now we know we have a disadvantage, and we should set up the off classes accordingly. Jodel is calling to do a forward hold or to push out, which is quite cocky in this situation. In the end, Yompo managed to get the frag, but we lost 3 players for this medic pick. And because we lost 3 players, there is not a lot of things that are stopping them from trying to go in. Whereas if we had an engineer this whole time building the gun, we could have sacrificed 3 or even 4 men into them to get this pick, and still be safe on last thanks to the gun. So here, as you can see, they are putting lots and lots of time on the point, and we barely managed to hold it, and we even lose our med to it thanks to good spy aim from Stefan. But nothing of that should have happened if we had a gun. We had a gun built here, or even heavy staying near the point to act as a living sentry gun, you know. So on a side note, so if you want to push out on this map, just use an engineer to build the gun meanwhile, so that your players can safely sacrifice and not check everywhere, and you can still be safe on last. So now, as they got the medic pick on us once again, they are free to go crates or to just build up the river advantage, or just to push now because they have a 2-man advantage. And we still have no off classes because now it's not the time to set something up. But now we are respawning, so we should go for it. Should go for off classes, anything. Like Picator is not good in that case. Our combo is playing on far left, which is a bit odd. But since we got destroyed from their pushes on lobby, this is quite comprehensible to go this way to make sure they use. So look at them. They scouted on lobby where our combo was. They saw us there. They knew that they could not have a great Uber, and then they chose to push the other way. So even though they may not have taken the best decision, we can still see the thought process here. Like you get information, and then from this information you choose what to do, which is a very smart way to play. So as you can see, the Ariba is not very effective because it just bought them entry on last when they did not need it. So a lot of Euro teams are just blindly using Ubers when they cross this door because they are scared of something that is not even existent, like snipers. And since our combo was on this side, like the Uber did not kill our meds, did not kill me. They did not manage to cap the point during the Uber charge, and they did not manage to get 2 other frags on left. So the Uber did nothing, and that's why we are still able to hold at this point with a quite better position. So they get only one frag at the end of the charge, and then they get smashed. So very simple stuff, good use of enemies' mistakes. So here we should have a 3 second without 2 scouts on point, which is what we do. As you can see, we have poor buffs. We are trying to make our way inside the sewers area. So at this point we have 2 soldiers, so one should go to absorb the stickies when we go. And then we have a very unnecessary pop. Because, the stickies were dead on the door. Then our soldiers were in first, and then me and Train went forward. But at this time we already had our soldiers making a bubble of protection for us. So that means we could have kept the Uber until, let's say, around here, and then pop, instead of popping straight away. And now we absolutely need to get 2 frags to make this Uber pay for itself.
The control point is being contested.
We managed to get 2 very lately. And then we overextend the whole team when it's quite questionable because they still have the spawns. Look at how late we are capping. And there was basically, at this point, there was basically no way of holding the respawners without a demo man and without having the point present. So I would say a mistake by Drudel to try to stay with our team to hold when we obviously did not have the bodies.
The control point is being captured. Our control point is being captured.
We get picks, there are only 3 up. So we try to poke on the closest way. We see the demo man, so we can't go. But we absolutely have to enter this area before they get respawners. So that's what we do from far left to buy us the time to build the last bits of our Uber charge. So we get to a good position without using, then we use. And we get cleaned up. So what happened here is we were not charged when we started pushing, so we went the far way to be able to buy us time for the Uber, which is questionable. Another way to push would have been to just wait to get the charge and then push where the combo was. That means on the left. So we went in on this side. Then we popped in this area. So at this point, our goal was to push across the point to get to where they were and kill them. But we did not went for the we did not go for the shortest route and safest for medic, which is up top. And we rather spent a lot of time for our pockets to just drop down on the floor and then jump, which in the end was way too slow to catch any one of the players. And as you can see, they adapted their position and they finally crushed us. So we should have just went. So what would have been good is to, as soon as we were there, either continue to plus forward inside the bunker and pop anywhere it's needed and end the fight here, or to completely forget about the top and to go this way and pop here, so that we have our pocket soldier that is ready to jump, that jumps top left, and our demo and scouts that are clearing the point and putting point presence while denying this area. And all in all, we were way too slow, so that's why we got destroyed. As you can see, I'm not aiming pipes. That doesn't work. So, on a side note, I should aim pipes next time. And now, we chose, since I was dead, we chose to completely give up the second, which is once again a questionable play. Because the Demoman is certainly good to do damage and to lock down zones, but so are soldiers on this point, as you can use very good positions. So what a Demoman brings more than a soldier is just more clip and the ability to deal damage over time that is better. But soldiers can still burst down targets. So instead of losing all this ground for free because we lost me, we could have placed soldiers on the little groups that are here, like a soldier here to watch the rollouts, a second soldier here to watch the top lobby and the rollout as well, and then have scouts on point with the med. And there is no way anybody can enter from these positions, as the soldier here can do a very big amount of damage to the dudes that are on rollout before jumping out and meeting our med. And as the soldier here has the best position on the whole second point. So I'm just doing this because I don't want to emphasize on my mistake of dying there. Obviously. You can see we lose the point for free because if we give that much ground, there is nothing we can do. So now we have time to make a close hold on this choke. As you can see, it's a lot less free for them to push. So at this point, as you can see with the outlines, we somehow lost a soldier somewhere, I don't recall where, and we had to in a very odd position when both our scouts are watching IT, when it's our roamer that is supporting our combo, when it should have been the other way around with one soldier watching IT and two scouts bringing the numbers and the hit scan on choke with me and Shrine. So this can be a reason of us performing poorly there. So our scouts can get easily cleaned up, their flank can walk inside PC because they have support from a soldier, and then we are in an odd position where we have to play the back cap with a demo man on the med. No, our med is dead. So if we drop the pocket at some point during the charge, it should be a scout that replaces him and the roamer watches the flank alone. instead of having 2 scouts on flank. So our medic somehow escapes.
Alert. Alert.
So this is scrappy fight zone on second. So look closely at what our scouts are doing and how far away they are from the hills. So now they get healed. And now they go far away once again, so that means Yungpu dies, trying to get kills that are not necessary at this point, as we can just play the heals advantage.
Time has been added. Alert. Our control point is being captured.
And during this fight, Ross was as well the one putting the pressure forward instead of the one staying near our medic. And that means that in the end of the fight, Mel got a very easy frag on our med. Which is a frag that even my imaginary dog could have gone, since our med was by himself completely. So don't forget, scouts, to stay close to the important targets and let frags come to you. And now once again, we did not have time to build the gun, so we have the heavy on spawn door. So notice this is very effective, as he wasted 3 direct hit rockets before spawning. They did not put any pressure on me on top, so I was able to block for a very long time. And then I missed 4 pills,
Control point is being captured.
which is why we lost.
Alert. The final control point is being
So very good play by Ross on the heavy spawn door. A very poor play by me, not locking down the point long enough. So once again we have a soldier playing fast, and I call my team to play on far left, as I'm already destroying their roaming soldier. And their 2 scouts are playing on Yungpu on top right. So let's see if Yungpu manages to meet our pocket soldier and then go support me. So that's what he does. But then second mistake, as our pocket soldier when he came on mid, saw the scouts, saw the red scouts going there. He chose to help Yungpu to block them, and is now fighting a 1v5, 1v4 situation against the whole team. While me as Demoman can once again not support him from that far away, whereas since Yungpu escaped and is now well placed to protect me and our med, he could have just jumped on the other crates and destroyed their demo, who is completely by himself at this point. But notice on the last stage of this mid how little the demo is actually pressured. See? It took us a very large amount of time to realize the demo was alone and kill him, and by this time he already had done his damage. So here, good play by Jodel to force them. I was a bit too far away to follow, but we still managed to force the Uber. And it was very dangerous for me and Ahmed to be closer to Jodel in this case, because of the Uber advantage. So we wisely backed off to last. But once again we lose a late frag, which is allowing them to enter the last, to force us. So now we have to clean the frags once again. As you can see, Ross is left by himself to clean Mel, and we should have been 2 to clean this easy frag. But we still somehow managed to got 2 frags, and now we are pushing out, I believe. Yes, we are. So we are pushing out. I'm jumping first to the point to act as a bait. As you can see, I'm left by myself on the point with my team hidden behind it. And that triggers the jump from the roaming soldier into me. Then I back off, and then we receive support in the form of Drudel and then Yompu. And we manage to get 2 easy frags. So that's a way you can play, by having your demoman bait aggression from their team, thinking you are unprotected, and then having your team to support you. But that requires that absolutely your whole team is behind you and not doing something else elsewhere, which is the case at the moment. So the play works. So Ahmed dies, but we still manage to get the point, and now we have a lot of options. As you can see, there is the demo by himself on 90, while the combo is by sewers. But both our combo and our flank are going for different targets, as you can see. Our 2 scouts are trying to close onto the demo man, while our soldiers and me are trying to close the gap on their medic. So I would say this is a mistake to split up, as we would have been a bit more effective by having our scouts going, for example, choked and behind in sewers, while our soldiers were going in front of the combo to sandwich them instead of trying to go for another target, which is the demo man. So yes, the demo man is important, but if you take down the medic and 1 soldier, then the demo man cannot do anything on mid, and it will either die or be forced out, which in the end is the same for us, as they will lose the mid. So a bit of miscommunication, I'd say. We take down the combo in the end, and we manage to get the demo man, but meh, I don't know. To me, it is not the safest way to achieve our goals here. So that was sniper. So we use a soldier to go through, then we shoot the stickies, and then we enter. So as you can see, we get a frag on a scout that that tried to kill our medic, because we had scouts by our medic when this happened. And now that we know that all their players are in front of us, we are able to send our scouts forward. But notice the timing here, that is what's important. If we had sent our scouts forward too early, Stefan, that was flanking, could have killed our med. We tried to momentum this into last with the crits. I get destroyed by a spawning scout, which is unlucky there. And the game is finished. So yeah, let's hope I edit this to be a bit shorter.